So I have already created the file structures for admin and catalog. We have admin controller file, language file, model file, view file or template file, and in catalog we have controller file, language file, model file, and view file. So let's start with admin section. First, I'm going to write codes into the admin controller file. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take reference from the already existing files from the OpenCart. So I'm going to folder admin controller extension module. I'll take the reference bestseller.php. So this is a file which already exists in OpenCart. I'm just going to copy and paste it into my controller file. I have named this controller file as subscribe.php. So the class name should be as same as the file name, subscribe with AS caps. So this is done, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the unwanted codes which already exist in this file. First, let's see how the bestseller module looks like in OpenCart. Extension module bestseller. So you can see there are 5 fields: module name, limit, width, height, status. But for my module, I only want 2 fields: module name and status. I don't want remaining fields: limit, width, height. So I'm going to remove this from the code. Okay. So this two parts like width, height. Let's remove this code. Then here with reference to height, this is with reference to width, this is with reference to limit. So I removed it. I'm only keeping name and status. So let's check if there are any other places where I need to remove. Yeah, here it is. Height, width, and it's done. And now I'm going to change the bestseller to subscribe, which is my file name. Subscribe. Okay. Replace. So I'm done now. Let me check it once again. So okay, this line, we do not require this line. I have deleted it. Then okay, so that's it. We have completed the controller admin controller file. Now let's move to language file. Open this language file. uh, Go take some reference, en extension module bestseller. So this file is going to be a reference file. Copy, and I'm pasting the code into my file subscribe.php. Close. Okay, so changing the reference name bestseller to subscribe. Then you have modified subscribe module. So we already removed limit with image height reference, so here also I'm going to remove it. Then here again, subscribe. Now my language file is complete. Now let's create admin model file, subscribe.php. So why do we need this model file? Because this extension requires a new table to be created in the database. So when the user is installing this extension, the table should be automatically created in the database. So we're going to add those queries in the model file. Let's take some reference. Admin model extension. I'm going to take reference from the feed googlebase.php. Let's copy the code and paste it in a subscribe.php model file. And this has a lot of functions. We just need install and uninstall function, and I'm going to remove all other functions. Remove all other functions, and what I just need only one table. So the table name will be like subscribe will be my table name, and the fields I need three fields: ID field, email field, and date added field, right? So just only keep only one query, and the table name, create table name, subscribe. I need three columns: ID, email, and I need one more column, that is date added. Timestamp not null, default. Save this. Then in uninstall function, drop table, subscribe. Now we have created the function model function install and uninstall. This needs to be called from the controller file. So we'll have to add two more functions, install and uninstall, in the controller file. I'm going to take reference from the existing file, that is admin controller extension feed google base.php. Okay, so we have the functions here, install and uninstall function. I'm just going to copy it and paste it into my controller file, subscribe.php. Paste it and then change the file name subscribe. It's under extension module subscribe. Also change this module underscore subscribe, copy, paste. So when the user is installing this module, it will call this install function, which will load the file model file, which is under extension module and subscribe. This is that file, and the function install function. So this function will be called, and the table create table subscribe will be created in the database. So we have completed controller file, language file, model file. Now let's create language file. I'm sorry. Let's create the template file. Let's take the reference from admin view template extension module bestseller.twig, right? Control select all, copy, paste it to twig subscribe.twig, right? Now let's remove the fields with reference to limit, width, and height. Here we have limit, remove it. width removed, height removed. So we only have the module name field and the status field. So our subscribe.twig file is over. We don't have to change anything else. So the admin part is completely over. We missed something in model file, that is, yeah, we missed to change the class name of the model file. Model extension, module, subscribe, and also, yeah, here we have to give ID. So the admin section of this module is over. Let's test it. I'm going to copy the admin folder, Control C, copy, and paste it into my project, Control V. So I have pasted it. Extension, extension, module, subscribe, install, edit. So this is over. Enable, name, product, layout. Subscribe, product layout. Okay. Save. So the admin part is working fine. I have created the module, I have installed it, and I can edit it also. Now let's create the front end part, that is the catalog part. Open the catalog controller file, subscribe.php. Let's get some reference, catalog, controller, extension, module. We'll take the reference of the bestseller, right? Yeah, bestseller. Okay, here it is. Just select all, copy and paste. Change the class name, module, subscribe. Then change all the reference bestseller to subscribe. Replace. Okay, done. Then let me remove the unwanted codes. I don't want this. Okay, product image. Okay. This is controller file. Now let's move on to language file. Get some reference, catalog, language, extension, module, bestseller. Control C, Control V, subscribe, email, text, folder, enter your email address, button, subscribe. Okay, I have completed the language file. Now let's move on to model file. I think before moving to model file, let's complete the template file. Get some reference, catalog, view, theme, default, template, extension, module, bestseller.twig. Okay, Control C, paste it. I'm just going to keep heading title, remove all other files. group. Okay. Now I want to add the field email address. I'm just going to copy some sample code and paste it here. Text email please hold value name email. Let's add button. Subscribe class Let's check whether this particular form is reflecting or not the front end. So going to copy paste the files, documents, Control C, project, to paste it. Now the product column right. Yes, so this is working. Let me check adding. Let's change this model to some other layout. Also, we have some error. We will look into it shortly. Layout. I'm going to add that module into category page. Let's see category page. Okay, here it is. Now let's do some format changes. Catalog, view, theme, default, template, extension, module, subscribe now, click. controller extension module data equal to there it is gone now. So we have created this form. Now our work is to, when the customer is adding their email address and clicking on the subscribe button, that should be inserted into database table. Let's open the PHP at my admin and see our database. This is the database and our table subscribe, it's here. So we have the structure, ID, email address and date added. So when the customer is adding his email address and clicking on the subscribe button, that should be inserted into this table. So for this purpose, I'm going to use jQuery AJAX to insert the data. I can take the JavaScript or jQuery AJAX reference from the product page. View postcode. I'll take this reference script, copy and paste it to my template file here and remove the unwanted code. And the ID of my button is, this is the ID of my button, paste it here, then remove any unwanted or irrelevant code. So I'm removing it. Going to, I'm creating an empty block with ID subscribe output. So here the Ajax will print the error or success message in this block. Subscribe output dot html. If there is an error, print. This should call the control, call the page module extension module subscribe, add email. Now let's create the particular function, public function in the control file, public function add email. Then here I'll try to receive. uh, subscriber email. So the form works. Now let's add this to the database. Open the model file, model extension module, and subscribe. This is the module file. So it's getting added. So we have created the front-end section part where where we are able to add the email address to the database. The customer can add the email address to the database. And we still have one more requirement, that is when the customer is logged in. Now the customer is not logged in. When the customer is not logged in, this should not be shown. So we already have the library in the OpenCart framework to check whether the customer is logged in or not. We can take that reference code from one of the account file, for example account, yeah. So here you can see, if we can take this code, if customer is not logged in, we'll take this code and paste it here. If customer is not logged, then show this. So what this will do is, it will check if the customer is logged. If the customer is logged, nothing will happen. If the customer is not logged, then this will show the form. Let's test it. Refresh theme catch. The model is shown. Now I will try to log in as a customer. So that model is not shown here.